QKB2111, and today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite movies. Yay. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the first movie, which is Love Rosie. Love Rosie was a fan favorite, and I've never met anyone who hates Love Rosie. Everyone loved Love Rosie.
I will always, honestly, truly, completely love you.
Love Rosie is actually adapted from book, and I love the book, and I usually hate book to movie adaptations, but this one is actually good. I just love it. The plot for Love Rosie is essentially just about these two childhood friends, Rosie and Alex, who has known each other since they were a child, and they caught feelings for each other, and it's relatable, and I like it. I think everyone has at least liked their best friend for like at least once, or like thought about getting with their best friend at least once. I know I did. I don't know about you, but I did. And I just love the movie a lot because it's just basically a heartwarming. I almost said worming, but it's not worming. It's heartwarming. it's, it's just a very heartwarming romantic comedy that reminds us that if it's meant to be, it will be, and we shouldn't worry about it. We just need to let go and let God. Which brings me to our second movie, which is about how much you like that person. If it's not meant to be, you're just wasting time, and it will just not happen. The second movie is called Before Sunrise. So basically, Before Sunrise is a part of a trilogy, and there's 3 movies in it, which are Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. And if I have to be honest with you, I like the first movie the best, and I sort of just like, there are the 2 movies. But basically, it's about this American man called Jesse. Kantoy tengok laptop. This American man named Jesse who meets this French woman named Celine in Europe, I think, or was it in Paris? I actually don't remember. Anyways, Jesse and Celine meet, and we see them having this very strong connection, but they don't end up together. Across all 3 movies, they just don't end up together. They meet and have fun, and you root for them, but they don't end up together. It's frustrating, but it's realistic. I like realistic movies, okay? It doesn't have a happy ending like Love Rosie does, but it's realistic. Sometimes you're just not meant to be with that person, no matter how strong your connection is with that guy. Totally not relating to that experience. Our third movie is 500 Days of Summer, and I love it so much. I've watched it more than 20 times, and I even have a poster of it in my room. I'm just obsessed. So, anyways, it's about Tom and Summer, hence the name 500 Days of Summer, and how Tom falls in love with Summer and falls out of love with Summer within the 500 days. And I don't want to spoil the plot, although I've already done that for the past 2 movies. But anyways, the reason why I like 500 Days of Summer so much that I watched it for like 20 times is because Tom is realistic. Okay. The reason why I'm so obsessed with this movie is because Summer is this blueprint for manic pixie dream girls in movies. And manic pixie dream girls are essentially this girl who we don't really get to know about in movies. We just see this grand version of her that a guy created in his head. How in real life, some people are in love with the idea of their partners instead of being in love with their partners. This movie explains that, and I love it, and I think people should watch it and really analyze the movie. It reminds me of not to create grand versions of people in my head, and that sometimes when relationships fail, it's not my fault, it's because that person created this grand version of me in his head. Anyways, moving on. It's Catching Fire from the Hunger Games Trilogy. Although I actually can't choose between Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 2 because I am obsessed with the book series. I'm obsessed with Peter Malak. Anyways, the reason why I like Peter so much is because he's not your normal hero that is usually portrayed in movies or books. Your normal hero is usually like this strong male, very harsh dude, like Gale basically. And I'm not into that. I like how Peter is very soft. He bakes, he paints, very sensitive, and he's strong, but physically Katniss can survive without him, but he provides her comfort. And I'm just obsessed with Peter. But that's not just why I like the Hunger Games trilogy, or in specific Catching Fire. I think it's pretty ironic that people obsess over who Katniss is going to end up with when there are hidden messages in the series, just like how the people of Capital fail to realize that Peeta and Katniss is actually just acting to save their lives, and that's why they fail to realize that there is a rebellion. I mean, they realize later than the rest of the districts. That's why I just like it. The hidden messages and Peeta being a soft boy, I just love it. The last movie, although I kind of cheated because the Hunger Games is technically like 4 movies, but anyways, it's my video, it's up to me. The last movie that I am very obsessed with is Little Manhattan. Little Manhattan, I feel like, is the most underrated movie in like all the movies that I stated, because it's basically a children's romantic comedy, and I watched it when I was younger, and it just comforts me.
What's the deal with this Rosemary?
She's my sparring partner.
Yeah! Watching that clip just made me think why I like the movie. It's just adorable, and there's Josh Hutcherson who played Peeta Mellark in the Hunger Games. And I like him. I have no reasons to justify why I like Little Manhattan. I think you guys just should watch Little Manhattan, I guess. And that concludes all my top 5 movies, although no one asked. Thank you, I guess, and maybe watch the movies I suggested. Bye!